Welcome to the Paris Art and Movie Awards. We keep promoting filmmakers all the time. We now have the sessions happening 4 times a year at the Paris Art and Movie Awards Network. For those who don't know, if there are still some of those people out there, we have the Paris Art and Movie Awards, the Hollywood Art and Movie Awards, the Yeux Film Festival, 3 different events that can happen in the winter, in the summer, and the fall, and we added to that the sessions. The session is more like to take some more time to discuss with filmmakers, promote the movies, and promote the work, the hard work filmmakers do behind the stage, behind the scenes, so we can understand where everybody's come from and how we all manage to make movies happen. So for the spring session, I have 2 filmmakers with me today. Without further ado, welcome Zoe and welcome Noely. How are you?
Hello. Great, thanks. How are you?
So, can you just first introduce yourself and tell me who are you? What's your relation to the movie? If you're the director, the writer, the producer, the actress, and a little bit of your background, maybe.
Sure.
Do you want to go first, Zoe?
Yeah. So my name is Zoe. I am the writer, producer, and I play Rosalyn in the film. And Noely and I went to Amherst together. We went to college together. And I actually didn't study film in college, but Noely did. And I was like, I'm kind of, interested in the entertainment industry and filmmaking. And I'll see you on the other side, Noely. And we get out of college and I'm like, well, you know what, let's do something together. So I brought her 3 options, 3 different scripts. And she said, choose the one you're most passionate about and let's do it. So I brought her, we decided to do Sugar Beach, and from there,
Okay, I like it. I'm going to come back to that. Noely, what's your background?
So my name is Noely Mendoza. I'm a director and editor, and my background's actually documentary. So at Amherst, I studied documentary and ethnographic film, and I've been working in that for a few years now, mostly in post-production. And when Zoe brought me the story, I thought it was perfect because I was working on some heavy topics at the time, and this was a great, beautiful story that I thought that we could take on and bring to life together. And that's how it happened.
And that's how it started. You said that you brought her 3 scripts. Were the 3 of them feature films, or did you have short films in the proposal?
They weren't actually full screenplays yet. But yeah, they were all going to be features. I brought her 3 feature options. I was like, let's go big or go home. Let's do a feature.
It's kind of unusual. I talk to a lot of filmmakers all the time, and most of us start with short films, and then we do another one and another one. I made 25 myself before making a feature film. So you went right away for the feature. What did it take? Where did that decision come from? Go big or go home? That's it?
Yeah. I don't know. I really, really wanted this story I wanted to feel this story for longer than a short. I wanted to feel it for a full hour and a half. It's like, 5 minutes isn't enough for these 3, or not even 15. So we hit bumps in the road. We were like, oh, should we just do a short? But we were like, no, this is too good. We have to do the feature. Cause we, after we finished producing the first half of the film, it was in COVID. And we were like, oh, should we just settle on a short? But no, we kept pushing.
How was it, Noely, from your perspective? You have 3 pitches, 3 concepts. You pick one. All of them are feature films. Is it impressing? Is it, I don't know, surprising? Are you nervous about the idea of right away making a feature film?
Yeah, it was definitely surprising because 1, it's not common for people to have full screenplays written out or full ideas at all. So I was definitely impressed with Zoe's work that she had done beforehand. And I knew that if she could get herself to do this, to like write the whole thing by herself, then we could definitely make a film together. But I remember reading like some quote, I think it was Ava DuVernay, the director. She wrote that if you can make a feature, just go for it. And
I totally agree with that.
and I had done a short before, but I didn't see not that I didn't see the value, but I couldn't see like, okay, so you make a short and then what happens? You know, you make another short and then what happens? And I know some of them can become longer films, but we just wanted to go all the way. We just wanted to see how far we could take it. And we were surprised by how far we've taken it thus far.
It is a good movie, and it is really worth your time to watch. For those watching the interview who haven't seen the movie, let's take a look at the trailer, and then we're coming back.
I'd give anything to get out of this town, but they made it worth staying for a little while longer. There's no reason why it can't be the three of us.
Do you prefer guys or girls?
I wouldn't know, but I could guess girls.
Me too.
The only things that matter to me in this entire world are you two.
So that gives us pretty clear idea about what the movie is about. It's also a topic that's not that usual for a first feature film. So everything about all that and what you did is very interesting to me. Zoe, why this story? Why did you want to tell that story?
It's a great question. I grew up in a small town within Los Angeles, and no one even within Los Angeles knows about this town. And I was like, a lot of stuff is going on behind closed doors here. I want to write a story about it. I want to show like what's going on. It's, a bunch of kids with a lot of money, old money and new money, and absent parents. So they're kind of just flying off the rails. And with all of this access, you're going to get into drugs and alcohol. And I also did want to portray polyamory in a positive light. So I put those two together, like what's going on in this secret small society, and also show this romantic element as well.
Noely, why did you pick this one out of the three projects Zoe presented to you? Why did you pick this one?
I loved it because it was a love story between two women. And oftentimes we don't get to see that kind of love portrayed in film, in the sense where the women end up together, or there's an idea that they're going to end up together. There's a lot of the times when we see queer relationships, especially with women, they're not treated with care or afforded the same kind of luxury that other couples are afforded in movies. And
that's one of the big, I think, success of the movie you made. Relationship between two women in movies are often sexualized in a very basic level. On your movie, I don't know, you feel, I don't want to say some more realism, but I understood better the relationship. And I think that was very interesting, the approach you guys took to tell that story. And it's helped, I think, a lot by the visuals, the colors, the settings, the beach, the places they are hanging out at, the whole visual style of the film. Did you have something specific in mind you wanted to achieve, or did it just happen with a cinematographer? What was the process to actually create the images? We definitely had a vision, but our cinematographer that we worked with, we knew that we wanted a woman. First of all, we wanted the full film to feel like it was from the woman's gaze.
So that was really important to us. And our cinematographer, Uniset, is incredible, and she's just amazing, and she was able to work with us. And a lot of what you see in the film was kind of us working with what we had. So certain locations we didn't get to actually see until the day that we were filming. And I think that adds to the realism aspect. It was like just going with the punches, just capturing as beautiful as we could. With what
you go with the flow. You are on the energy of the moment because you have no other choice. So that, I think, that's one thing that gives movies, and your movie in particular, that, I don't know, that unique energy. You feel something's happening on screen. It's not always perfect, but you feel the energy, you feel the characters, and that, I think that really makes the movie better, basically. Do you have the same about the cinematography and the person who did that, Zoe? Do you have the same feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. She is truly excellent. And a lot of it is also improv. Like, a lot of it wasn't necessarily in the script. Noely and I are like, oh, the script is kind of an outline, because we just came up with so much on the fly. And as for the lighting, that was our cinematographer and Noely too. Like, okay, this is going to be really beautiful, like with pink, and they figured it out. It was great.
There are so many moments in the movie that could be a screenshot, a screensaver. You just want to take pictures out of the movie and just look at them. It's pretty incredible. Do you independent filmmaking? I see the budget on the Film Freeway page that I have here. Do you want to talk budget a little bit, and the means and the money you had and you didn't have maybe for the movie?
Sure. We had a very small budget, zero budget, I like to say. And with that, we just, really utilized our resources, and we got really lucky. A lot of the people, well, actually pretty much everyone were friends of ours. So when I brought on like the cast and like extras, they were all friends. We invested mostly in the cinematography.
Yeah. So you can have how we say, the money is on screen. Everything you had is on screen. Noely, can you concur? Can you second that?
Yeah, for sure. You know how they have like micro budgets, and those are considered maybe like 50K, 100K. Ours was like macro, like tiny.
Yeah.
And but like Zoe said, it was using our connections and just our resources, and really like pushing for it, and just not being afraid to ask people for favors was I would say our strong suit. And just not being afraid in general. Like, I know, Zoe, you can tell the location story for the school. That was like a huge location, and we ended up getting that one like 2 days before we were filming or something.
2 days before. Yeah.
So what happened for that? How did you get that place?
We actually were going to originally shoot at Noely's high school, and she has a good relationship with her film teacher there. But they were shut down due to COVID. So I literally went on Google Maps and clicked on every school within like a 10-mile radius. So company moves are a lot for just everyone. And I called, and I was on the phone all day. And then finally someone was like, oh yeah, sure, come on over. So that's what we did. And we got really, really lucky.
So that's going back to the roots of filmmaking 101, independent stuff. Like, okay, I need a school. I'm gonna pick up a kind of a zone, an area, and I'm gonna call everybody until someone says yes. If you don't ask, nobody is gonna say yes. But if you do, at some point, you just need one person that's gonna say, sure, come on. What time? What day?
Yeah.
And I think that's, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but I feel we lost that a little bit, and maybe also because COVID happened. We used to talk a lot about guerrilla filmmaking and running gun filmmaking. And I think after COVID, people maybe change perspective a little bit. Did this pandemic, I guess, affected you in the making of the film? Did you have delays? Did you have challenges that you didn't anticipate?
For sure. When we decided to make the film, it was April. Oh my God. 2020. So it was right before the pandemic. And we had lunch and we decided we were going to go for it. And then the next month, everything shuts down. So for a few months, we were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. I think like the rest of the world. Yeah. And after a moment, we were like, oh no, if we don't just start doing it, we're never going to do it, because we didn't know the state of the world. We didn't know what was going to happen. And we did our best to implement COVID policy, like on set when we finally got to shooting the first week. And it was definitely scary, but we did our best with what we could with the testing and protocol.
Yeah. How did you manage that? How many people did you have in the crew?
It depended like per day. We tried to get like the bigger shoots out of the way in the beginning. And then the rest of the shoot, it was the three of them, like the three cast ensemble. And the crew was pretty intimate, like Noely, our DP, our gaffer, and sound, and then PA and art department.
Okay, so what we call a skeleton crew, limited, very limited. So that helped you also navigate, I guess, more easily. You didn't have 25 or even 50 people to take care of. It was less than 10, so everybody knew everybody, so you could take measures. I guess a lot of common sense also to make things happen safely.
Yeah. And I will say that a lot of our friends are super talented and they can wear many hats. And that was really helpful as well, having people who could do two kind of roles. That was great.
When they are not on screen, then can help you on the other side of the camera, and they can do all that. I saw you guys have a very cool TikTok activity.
Thank you.
Can you tell me, as a filmmaking perspective, why you decided to use TikTok and what is your strategy there?
So I just feel like a lot of people are finding success through TikTok and in promoting anything that they're doing. And I was like, well, let's do it. It started small. We had to kind of like figure it out, but I think my brain actually isn't really wired for TikTok, but I'm kind of getting used to it. And, we're just trying to further our exposure and just, get it to that one person that can help us take the film to the next level.
Did you notice any valuable feedback on TikTok in terms of, I don't know, likes, comments, number of views, some specific posts you made that worked better than others?